Thank you for your time, Kennedy. All right, of course, we are still trying to get Kennedy. I understand that we have Marcel Ngogbehei. He is the Director General, Directorate of Mobilization and Integration, Labour Party. Thank you for your time, Marcel.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, Marcel, let me start by asking you, plainly, what's going on within the Labour Party? There was the Supreme Court ruling, and what Nigerians are seeing right now is a party that seems deeply divided, because we are seeing, different factions of the party giving this particular ruling a diverse interpretation.
Okay, I will make it clear that we don't have factions in Labour Party. We only have one Labour Party under one leadership, which is Barrister Julius Abure. In the Supreme Court judgment, the Supreme Court has made it clear that the parties should respect and obey their constitution. And what I think the Labour Party should be doing now is to begin to sanction those individuals who think they are above the law. If you are preaching for a new leadership and you're preaching for a new Nigeria where we would all obey laws and be responsible and act like civilized, like other civilized nations, then you shouldn't start it by disobeying your own internal laws. And Supreme Court has made it clear. Now, let us clarify what I have always known as what the Supreme Court verdict is, because there's an audio of that recording that came out. But I will also ask everyone to keep calm and wait for the CTC. But what we saw is that just immediately that report came out, there was this media propaganda all over the whole place. What I was probably paid media propaganda, where the headlines was like, Supreme Court sacks Abure, Supreme Court sacks Abure. And some of us were confused. We're saying, okay, what actually happened at the Supreme Court? But we begin to get full picture when there was this audio recording that came out. And the audio recording, I can't say the source for now, but what we heard there was very simple, right? Supreme Court said that party matters are not justiciable. That means you're not supposed to bring them to court. So the people that even decided to go to court in the first place were wrong. And we need to understand who decided to go to court to question the party leadership. When the Nnenadi Convention was conducted and leadership emerged, some people within the party were not happy, and they felt that that needs to be challenged, but they went about it the wrong way. So INEC at first refused to recognize the leadership, especially in Ondo elections where we're supposed to upload the polling unit agents. So the party went to court, took INEC to court. So then it wasn't about leadership of the party, it was about INEC not fulfilling its own job. Now, before then, I asked the party leadership question, because I'm someone that clearly wants to understand what's up. I said, did INEC write you about the convention you held in Nnenadi? Was there any letter from INEC saying that they did not recognize the convention or there was any problem with the convention? I was told there was no letter. So INEC did not officially write the party to say there was issue with the convention. Okay. So why is INEC refusing to release the details for the party to be able to upload polling unit agents in Ondo? And that was what made the Abure-led NWC to take INEC to court, to say you have to release this to us. And the court simply told INEC to release that. INEC was saying that they were not properly notified about the Nnenadi Convention. And when all the papers were tendered, some of which is the invitation I saw myself, the court held that INEC was duly notified.
Marcel.
And that INEC should release,
Marcel, you said a lot of things as regards the internal workings of, that led to all of this. But I would like you to just briefly respond to this. You said that it appears there are some individuals within the party that seem to be above the party's constitution. They sort of act like they are above the law that governs your party. I would like you to be specific. Who are these individuals?
Okay, see, the party constitution is clear. There are clearly defined organs within the party. And those organs are like the convention, which is the highest decision-making organ of the party. Then you have the NEC. Then you have the NWC. And it filters down all the way to the wards and the party polling units, right? There was nowhere in Labour Party constitution where there's anything like stakeholder. Nothing like that.
So are you referring to the Alex Oti group or Peter Obi group? I need you to be specific, please.
it doesn't say there's nothing like stakeholder. Let's just get it clear.
Is it the Nnenadi Usman committee that are you talking about the Nnenadi Usman committee right now?
It's totally illegal. It's not within the constitution. They are operating outside the constitution of the party. And the Supreme Court has told them, go and respect your party constitution. If you check the Labour Party constitution, there's nowhere you mention anything like stakeholder committee. Who has the right to call NEC meeting? Who has the powers to call NWC meeting? Is the secretary through the chairman? That's the law. We can't be operating as if we're living in an animal kingdom.
Okay.
And I expect these people to know more.
All right.
I expect them to lead by example, not to be the one flouting the rules and behaving as if there is no guidance. If you're not happy with the constitution, there are processes to change those constitutions.
All right, Marcel, let me leave you for a moment. Marcel, just permit me to leave you for a moment and bring in Kennedy into the conversation. Kennedy Ahanotu is the National Youth Leader of Labour Party. He joins virtually from Abuja. Kennedy, it's great to have you. I mean, maybe you've heard some of the things Marcel has said and you'd like to react to. Please, you're welcome. But my question to you is this. Is your party united, Labour Party?
Of course, yes. Party is united.
So as of today, who is the national leader?
Barrister Julius is the national leader and the national chairman of the party.
All right. So what happened with the Supreme Court ruling that Nigerians are seeing with various interpretations within the party?
Well, we are in a country where people interpret things based on sentiment, based on bias, and based on how far it favors them. But that, nevertheless, it does not change the position of the law. It does not change the position of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. What is important is what does the law say. And the judgment is so clear. The judgment are very clear that parties should respect their constitution, and that Supreme Court judgment is affirming party supremacy, meaning that
Kennedy, are you there? I think we, of course, have lost connection there with Kennedy. Let me come back to you, Marcel. Marcel, okay, I think we have, sorry, Marcel, I might just leave you again. I understand that we have Kennedy back. Kennedy, we lost you for a moment. Let's get your point now.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, please go ahead.
Okay, so you saw the party had their meeting today, and it was a very good time. You saw the state chairman and secretaries with the National Working Committee meet today in the party National Secretariat. So the party is one. There is no division in the party. We are moving ahead. Like our slogan is forward ever, backward never.
All right. Kennedy, okay, if you can hear me, let me leave you for a moment and come back to Marcel quickly. Now, Marcel, right now, we are seeing, some sort of report as regards the suspension of a purported or alleged suspension of Peter Obi and even Governor Alex Oti. What's that about?
See, I am one person that has made it very clear. I mean, I live in the UK, where laws are respected, where the courts are strong, and you don't go against the law, no matter who you are, right? Party constitution is party constitution. If you don't like what's in the constitution, go through the process and change it, and to the things you like, but not for you to outrightly float it. I think the party leadership under Abure has been too lenient. I don't think there's any party within the country that will tolerate what's probably happening in Labour Party, where individuals will just come together, call themselves, or whatever name they call themselves, and then want to stop the powers of the party. They should have been suspended long ago. So if they are suspending them now, I think it is long overdue. I mean, if you ask me, it's long overdue.
Okay, so Marcel, according to you, you feel that the suspension should have even come much earlier. But
the moment anybody thinks he's above an institution and the law, you simply show him the way out. It's as simple as that. We have to bring decorum to our system. We have to bring some kind of regard to our laws. if we are presenting ourselves as leaders who want to change a system, and we cannot operate within the law of that system, then we are inviting anarchy. And I don't think we should encourage anything like that. The party has laws. Work within the laws of the party and do what you want to do. I mean, that's the main thing.
All right.
You can't work outside the laws of the party.
All right, Kennedy. Marcel, sorry. We'll go on a quick break. Once we return, we'll definitely pick up this conversation. Stay with us. Many thanks for staying with us. Of course, it's still Politics HQ on New Central Television. And we are discussing, of course, the recent Supreme Court judgment as regards the Labour Party. I still have Kennedy Ahanotu, who's National Youth Leader of the Labour Party, joins virtually from Abuja. And I also have Marcel Ngogbehei, is the DG of the Directorate of Mobilisation and Integration for the Labour Party. Gentlemen, thank you for staying with me. Let me come to you, Kennedy. Kennedy, you did assert in your opening remark that the Labour Party is pretty much united. But what is this as regards the role or the activities of persons like Nnenadi Usman, Alex Oti, and Peter Obi within the party?
You say what is their role?
Yes, I mean, it's like some members of the party are not comfortable with some of the activities that, are being carried out by them.
But the activities are illegal. Just like my brother Marcel said, the activities are actually illegal. The Supreme Court have told them to respect the party constitution and obey party supremacy and follow party internal democracy. And
we are having a bit of connectivity issues, with Kennedy. Let me come back to you, Marcel. Marcel, just a quick one. I'm sure this, of course, would also be in the minds of many Nigerians watching right now. I mean, you said that the suspension of the governor of Abure State, Alex Oti, and Peter Obi, the presidential candidate of the party in 2023 elections, is long overdue. My question, and I'm sure it's on the mind of many Nigerians watching right now, can your party, the Labour Party, survive politically outside the influence of these individuals?
I have always advocated that we build institutions rather than individuals. There is no country that survives with individuals being stronger than institutions. So some of us came into the Labour Party in 2022 with Peter Obi. I liked his person, I liked his integrity and all that, and we supported him. And believe you me, if Peter Obi is doing anything wrong, I'll be the first person to tell him. There are laws that is guiding, even as Nigeria is, there are Nigerian constitutions, and one of the biggest problems we're having in Nigeria is where our laws don't work, where people think they are bigger than the law. When you join a party, the party has a constitution. It's just natural that pick up the party constitutions and operate within the confines of those party constitutions. And if you feel that there's something within the party constitution that doesn't gel, it's natural that you walk through the mechanism to amend it and bring about the changes. But totally flouting those laws are not what I'm going to support. Any laws anywhere, whether Nigerian law, the local government law, anything, we should build a rule or a regard for our systems and our laws. And what surprises me most is that if we say we want to change the country, then we should lead by example in our little way. When I saw some of the things that is currently being done, especially the Momoya stakeholder meeting, where somebody convened a meeting. Now, when that meeting was called, quite a lot of people were invited, and when you look at the numbers, the people that were invited, it looks more like, okay, this is going to be like an all-party thing. But at the end of the day, there was question about who has the power to call those meetings. It's just like the Federal Executive Council meetings. Imagine maybe one minister going to call a Federal Executive Council meeting without the president, and then makes a decision to say that he's setting up a parallel structure with the president of the country. That's exactly the way it is. So things have to be done within the law. And The next or the NWC is not just Abure. I've always told people that you need to learn to play this game, lobby people to achieve what you want to achieve, not going through the back doors. We have a number of people in NEC, and there are processes for you to say you want to remove a chairman. Follow the law. And that's exactly what the Supreme Court says. And let me tell you one thing that is so key about the Supreme Court judgment. You cannot go and bribe any judge to like give a court order to allow you to take over the leadership of any party. No. So the Supreme Court has made it clear that it is not justiciable. The court doesn't have anything to do with political parties. So political parties have to respect their laws and work within the confines of their laws.
Okay.
So if anybody is not respecting the law, then disciplinary action should take place. As simple as that.
I mean,
and it shouldn't be about individuals.
Okay. That has been established, Marcel. That has been established, right? But let's just go away a bit from the Labour Party and its internal, what I call it, internal politics right now. And let's talk about something that happened across many parts of Nigeria today. So there was a protest. I know you are in the UK, you are outside the country, but you are pretty much passionate about what is going on within the nation. I mean, you are an executive within the Labour Party, which of course is a third force, a strong contender. Today in Nigeria, across some parts of the nation, in Lagos, in Port Harcourt, in Abuja, there was a protest, or there were protests that held, organized by a group called Take It Back, to address certain needs, part of which includes governance concerns. So my question to you is this. Lately, there have been conversations around freedom of speech, protest, and also the quality of governance. Some have even likened what is going on right now, given some political events that have occurred lately, as maybe authoritarian, style of leadership. So my question is, what do you make of this protest? Do you think that this one is just another one, in the shelf again?
Okay, just to let you know, I left Nigeria this morning, and in just a few hours I landed in the UK. So I breathe in, I breathe out. I was in Nigeria for like more than a week, close to 10 days. I was involved in the primaries and all that. So I'm fully on ground, in terms of what is happening now. Citizens have a right to show displeasure if they feel that the leaders are doing things that they don't like. And let us make it clear, is a social contract. You are elected there to work and for the benefit of the citizens. So if at any point in time the citizens feel like they are not getting what it is, they have a right to protest. They have a right to show their displeasure. And if they have done that, it's within their rights. And I think their rights should be protected. If you look back to the current president, his right was protected when he led a massive protest against Goodluck Jonathan, and they were even giving police escort and security. I could remember that march in which virtually all the APC caucus leadership, including Buhari and Amechi and Tinubu, they all marched in Abuja, holding themselves. Nobody tear-gassed them, nobody blocked them off. Goodluck Jonathan allowed that. So I think that the present government under Tinubu should allow a democratic right. People should have the right to protest, and they should be protected.
All right. Just to add to that, now we have members of your party that are part of the National Assembly, but some Nigerians are of the opinion that members of your party, Labour Party, are not doing enough when it comes to holding the government of the day to account. They seem to follow the bandwagon, which many Nigerians perceive as a rubber stamp, kind of assembly. So I'm asking you, as a strong Labour Party member, an official within the party, are you comfortable with some of your members that are in key political positions? Are they doing enough as opposition?
And that's why we need to strengthen the party. I keep saying it, that we need to strengthen the party so that the party will have oversight functions against the people that have run on the platform of the party. You see, in Nigeria, people just see party as a platform. Once they get into power, they just take it as if it is theirs. No, there's an ideology on which you run that people voted for you to get into power. So the people that has that the people that contributed to your election should have a way to hold you to account. As it is now, the political party system in Nigeria is very, very loose. They are underfunded. So candidates tend to have a lot of influence on party leadership. But at this point, I think that strengthening party politics in such a way that parties can hold elected leaders accountable. And to some extent, parties should also have the right to recall back a leader so that if there are clearly defined manifesto and ideology that the party has told to the people, and the people have voted for that party based on those ideologies, then the party should be able to protect those ideologies. So if any elected member from that party is not acting according to the ideology of that party, then we should be able to call them back. You know, the party should be able to recall them. You know, that's exactly the kind of thinking, you know, that we're beginning. And I know it's not something that will happen immediately, but party system need to be, you know, we need to find a way to make them stronger. Look at some of the things that happened recently, even in the Senate, where the state of emergency was passed. If you look at the numbers, if the opposition party has not supported that particular emergency rule, it wouldn't happen. And that's the beauty of democracy. So rather than people just getting tickets and going into the chambers, and then they tend to form another caucus and work as if they belong or they are part of the executive, is something we really need to kick against. The parties should have power to recall their members.
All right.
When they are not doing things according to the ideology of the party.
All right, Marcel, thank you so much for your time on the program. It's been a privilege having you speak on these issues. Once again, thank you.